Hello viewers, we are going to share our discussion with or on the topic CAG and Court on Corruption in Indian context. CAG is an independent constitutional body and its objective is just to scrutinize government expenditure independently without any bias. So fair scrutiny is expected from CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Next one is Court. Court has independent constitutional body where separation of power in constitution has been demarcated between executive and judiciary, and court also function within its constitutional framework. But politicians always try to influence the CAG as well as court during their rule. It has become a matter of discussion before you people because the Indian electorates are easily influenced by the perception of corruption, and corruption perception is being judged on the basis of CAG report as well as court verdicts by the people or Indian electorates. In this situation, in recent days, we have seen, and also in earlier days, we have seen. Here we are citing or we are presenting before you people three types of instances, three examples. One is the example of Kejriwal government at Delhi, and another is central government, where CAG report as well as court verdict matters. And Delhi government, or before discussion on Delhi government, we would like to cite three types of movement has been occurred in Indian context. At the time of independence, there was a Gandhian movement. Gandhian ideology was prevalent. Then come JP ideology. And third one is the Anna ideology or Anna movement. Here we have seen that Gandhian ideology followers have always and has come under the purview of CAG as well as court verdict. While the BJP government have also come under the verdict of court as well as CAG report, and Kejriwal government has also falls under the court jurisdiction as well as CAG report. So these three types of movement have not created any independent perception in Indian electorates, in the minds of Indian electorates. What all the time Indian electorates have been brought with the or within the verdict of court and on the scrutiny of CAG report. In UPA second, Dr. Manmohan Singh regime, CAG has presented under Vinod Rai that too many scams has happened in his regime, and especially known as the 2G scam and coal scam. For the time being, Prime Minister of India Manmohan Singh has remained the coal minister, also has kept the coal ministry within his hand. That's why CAG report matters there. But he is completely an honest PM of India. But CAG report has brought a different type of scams under his regime. So Indian electorates have taken their verdict against them, against Dr. Manmohan Singh, and he has been thrown out of power. And on the basis of riding on the anti-corruption wave, Modi government has entered into the power in 2014. But before it, Anna movement has also entered in the arena, political arena, where Anna movement, Anna Hazare is being known as a Gandhian. But he has fought, he has struggled, he has brought movement at Delhi against the corruption of Congress party, and Kejriwal has been brought in the power. What CAG report as well as court verdict against Kejriwal government has brought before people of Delhi, where two ministers of Kejriwal government has been put behind the wall. But Anna Hazare, who is still living in political field, is silent on his disciples' action. Anna Hazare was a Gandhian as well as against the wine. And so, in this context, when one of the ministers under wine scam has been put behind the wall, Anna Hazare should come forward and explain his ideology against the corruption he has brought the Kejriwal government in at Delhi. And later, the BJP government has come into power by riding on the wave of corruption against Manmohan Singh government. And we will again see that most of the corrupt persons are being involved in the running of government in BJP regime in different states also. And at the same time, the CAG report has also recently published and presented, where CAG report is telling that Ministry of Transport corruption or excess expenditure has been done, where in Transport Ministry, which is being led by Nitin Gadkari, has come under the scrutiny of CAG, recently presented in August 2023. But here the remarkable thing is whether Nitin Gadkari, which is known as an efficient minister and also an honest minister, but has been put under the lens of CAG report, where CAG has in its report said that in road construction, especially Dwarika Expressway, rupees 18 crore per kilometer has been estimated earlier, but now rupees 251 crore has been spent on Delhi Express, Dwarika Expressway. This is one of the example of CAG report of 2023 August against one of the ministers of Modi government. But Modi government says that corruption cannot be tolerated by him. So, the court as well as CAG is or are considered the best corruption perception creative, autonomous and independent body. So in this situation, whether Indian electorates will take decision where one of the ministers of Modi government is under corruption charges as has been presented by within the CAG report. Because in earlier UPA's second government led by Manmohan Singh has been thrown by Indian electorates on the charges of corruption, perception of corruption, but still within the 10 years rule of Modi government, none of the scams has been proved. This is a hard reality. While in present situation, we see that recently the CBI has closed the CBI, Central Bureau of Information, has closed or freezed the book of coal scam in recently, while Dr. Manmohan Singh government and Dr. Manmohan Singh for time being as holding Ministry of Coal has been victimized by CAG. In this situation, the Indian electorates should also take decision what they should do in the context of Modi government where CAG report has been published, and also Kejriwal government where two of the ministers has been put behind the wars, and Anna Hazare is silent on Kejriwal government movement on wine, where in the capital Delhi, every nook and corner of every street you will see openly wine shop has been opened. This is the ideology of Anna Hazare, where Kejriwal is openly displaying at the capital or Delhi. This is the ideology of Anna Hazare. The ideology of BJP and RSS is also coming before the public domain with the corruption charges of CAG report. But here, one thing that is remarkable is that sometimes CAG report is influenced by politicians to score one's political motive, because none of the scams of Dr. Manmohan Singh regime has been yet come on the public domain where the court has given any verdict against those scams. In the same way, the CAG report which has been presented in Modi government against one of the ministers of Modi government may be seen as a political vendetta, seeing the political future of its government, where two political side has come in front of each other. One is known as NDA, another is India, where corruption charges is being presented by India as well as NDA politicians. But in the midst of the CAG report is exposing the Modi government charges of corruption, where misappropriation of fund has been done by Transport Minister. But this may be a political vendetta as it has been done during this Manmohan Singh's second regime, where CAG report presented by Vinod Rai has presented huge scams in different departments, but none has been proved. So, perception of corruption has become one of the points for Indian electorates, where honest Prime Minister of India, Manmohan Singh, has been thrown out of power. In the same way, the same CAG is presenting another report where one of the ministers of Modi government has been come under the misappropriation of fund. It may be a political vendetta, but only Indian electorate will decide. But so far as court is concerned, court also gives its verdict on corruption charges against politicians. What CAG and court both are a final decision maker on misappropriation of fund by the executives or by the governments or by the ruling government. And this type of perception on corruption, if prevails everywhere in public domain, then Indian electorates take decision either to favor or disfavor of the government. So government is being formed within these perceptions without any court verdict, where court has become, or there is demarcation between executive and judiciary within the Indian Constitution. But CAG is also an independent regulatory body which scrutinizes government's expenditure without any fear and influence. So, seeing the past CAG report and seeing the present CAG report, which has been presented in August 2023, is being perceived in which way by electorates can be seen in 2024. But one thing that Indian electorate must know, and that is that the past CAG, Vinod Rai, has also accepted its deeds later. But present CAG, Murmu, who has also remained the principal secretary of Gujarat government when Narendra Modi has remained a chief minister of Gujarat. And later, this Murmu, the present CAG chief, has been transferred to the first LG of Jammu and Kashmir. And then suddenly he has put resignation as a lieutenant general, and after 3 days he has been made CAG chief. So within these perceptions, Indian electorate will decide which is authentic, or whether the perception on corruption in Indian electorate minds, which has become a most mature Indian electorates. There is a need of proper thinking over these things, while court verdict is also a good thing, but sometimes it also being politicized. This is not fair in the matter of court, because Indian judiciary system is independent, or there is a separation of power between Indian judiciary and Indian executive. So Indian courts decisions or verdict on corruption is better to understand. But CAG report, which has been presented in past during Manmohan Singh regime and at present has been presented by Murmu, the chief of CAG, in August 2023, are on the public domain. So public or Indian electorate should take decision on these things. This is the sum and substance of my views, my vision, and my thoughts, which has been presented by me before you people. Thanks, a lot of thanks to my viewers.